Battle of Gaugamela, Alexander's triumph. In the year 331 BC, on the sun-scorched plains of Gaugamela, history took a dramatic turn. Here, the mighty Persian Empire, boasting a vast army, clashed with the brilliant military mind of Alexander the Great, King of Macedon. This epic confrontation, known as the Battle of Gaugamela, would decide the fate of two empires and forever alter the course of history. Armies on the move. Let's delve into the composition of these formidable forces. On the Persian side, Darius III, the reigning Achaemenid emperor, assembled a colossal army estimated at around 75,000 to 100,000 strong. This included a core of 30,000 elite Persian immortals, heavily armored warriors renowned for their tenacity. The Persian cavalry numbered around 10,000, supplemented by war chariots, equipped with deadly scythes. Additionally, Darius fielded a diverse contingent of mercenaries and subject levies, including archers, slingers, and lightly armored swordsmen. Their weaponry was a mix of close-quarter combat tools and ranged options. The immortals carried wicker shields and short swords for hand-to-hand fighting, while archers rained down arrows from behind the front lines. The scythed chariots, a terrifying spectacle, were designed to plow through enemy ranks and cause chaos. However, these chariots were notoriously difficult to control and vulnerable to well-coordinated attacks. Alexander's Macedonian might. Facing this overwhelming Persian force was Alexander's seasoned Macedonian army, numbering a more manageable 47,000. However, what Alexander lacked in sheer numbers, he more than compensated for in tactical brilliance and the unwavering discipline of his troops. The backbone of his army was the legendary Macedonian phalanx, a tightly packed formation of infantry armed with long sarissas or pikes measuring around 18 feet. This impenetrable wall, numbering around 32,000 could pierce through enemy lines with devastating efficiency. The sarissas were a key advantage. Their length allowed the first 5 ranks of soldiers to project their pikes beyond the reach of enemy swords, creating a deadly zone that could inflict heavy casualties before the enemy could even reach close combat range. Flanking the phalanx were Alexander's elite companion cavalry, a force of 8,000 heavily armored noblemen known for their horsemanship and unwavering loyalty. These men, alongside Alexander himself, would form the spearhead of the Macedonian attack. Their primary weapon was the aiston, a thrusting spear ideal for cavalry charges. Additionally, they wore bronze helmets and cuirasses, offering significant protection in close combat. Alexander and his companions were not just skilled fighters, they were also a symbol of Macedonian might, their confident charge often striking fear into the hearts of their enemies. The Macedonian army also utilized archers and lightly armed skirmishers armed with javelins and slings. These troops provided ranged support, harassing the enemy flanks and disrupting their formations before the main force engaged. The commanders. Leading the Macedonian charge was Alexander the Great, a young king already a seasoned commander at the age of 25. Renowned for his tactical genius, charisma, and battlefield courage, Alexander inspired unwavering loyalty in his troops. He was a master of logistics and strategy, meticulously planning his campaigns and exploiting enemy weaknesses. Additionally, Alexander was a charismatic leader who led from the front, motivating his soldiers with his bravery and tactical acumen. On the opposing side, Darius III, a man who inherited the vast Persian Empire, lacked Alexander's military experience. He was a capable administrator, but not a natural leader. Darius chose to command from a chariot, a decision that would have a significant impact on the outcome of the battle. This not only exposed him to greater risk, but also distanced him from his troops, hindering his ability to effectively lead and inspire them. The battlefield. The Battle of Gaugamela unfolded on a vast open plain, offering little strategic advantage for either side. Darius, confident in his numerical superiority, opted for a frontal assault, hoping to overwhelm the Macedonian lines with sheer force. Alexander, however, understood the limitations of his smaller army. He meticulously planned his approach, exploiting the terrain and utilizing his troops' strengths. The clash begins. As dawn broke, the Persian war chariots thundered forward, their scythes aimed to wreak havoc on the Macedonian lines. The pounding hooves sent tremors through the earth, a terrifying sight for any soldier. However, Alexander had anticipated this tactic. He ordered his nimble light infantry, the Thuriophoroi, shield bearers, to scatter, allowing the chariots to pass harmlessly through their ranks. The Macedonian archers then unleashed a volley of arrows upon the chariot horses, causing chaos amongst the Persian lines. The well-aimed arrows found their mark, bringing down many horses and throwing the chariot charge into disarray. The remaining chariots, out of control and driverless, veered off course, posing no further threat. A grueling stalemate. The initial Persian charge repelled. The true battle began. The Macedonian phalanx, a formidable wall of bronze and bristling pikes, surged forward. The rhythmic chanting of the Macedonian soldiers, a terrifying war cry known as the Alala, echoed across the battlefield. The Persian archers responded with a hail of arrows, raining down death on the advancing phalanx. The Macedonian shields, made of wood and covered in bronze, offered some protection, but many soldiers fell victim to the relentless barrage. The air itself seemed to hum with the deadly projectiles. Breaking the lines. Despite the arrow fire, the phalanx pressed on, their impenetrable formation pushing back the Persian front line. The long sarissas of the first 5 ranks formed a deadly forest of steel, skewering any Persian soldier who dared to come close. The clash of metal on metal and the screams of the wounded filled the air. The Persian swordsmen, armed with shorter blades, were at a disadvantage against the extended reach of the sarissas. The intense pressure from the phalanx forced the Persian line to buckle in some areas. Alexander's daring move. Recognizing a gap in the Persian center created by the disrupted chariots and the faltering front line, Alexander saw his opportunity. Leading the companion cavalry in a daring charge, he sliced through the enemy formation like a hot knife through butter. His aim was not to engage the entire Persian army, but to strike directly at Darius himself, hoping to shatter Persian morale. The sight of their king being targeted sent shockwaves through the Persian ranks. Darius's fatal flaw. Darius, witnessing the audacity of Alexander's maneuver and fearing for his life, committed a grave error. He fled the battlefield in his chariot, abandoning his troops in the heat of battle. This act of cowardice had a devastating impact on the Persian army. Their leader gone, their fighting spirit wavered. The sight of their king fleeing demoralized the Persian soldiers, and their formation began to crumble. The tide turns. Seizing the moment, Alexander ordered a full-scale advance. The phalanx surged forward, their sarissas forming a deadly wall that cut through the demoralized Persian ranks. The Macedonian archers continued to rain down arrows, further adding to the confusion. The Persian army, now leaderless and facing a disciplined and coordinated enemy, descended into chaos. The aftermath. The Battle of Gaugamela ended in a decisive Macedonian victory. While the exact number of casualties is unknown, estimates suggest the Persians suffered significantly higher losses, with some figures placing their dead at around 40,000 compared to the Macedonians' 5,000. The battlefield was littered with the bodies of fallen soldiers, a testament to the ferocity of the clash. Impact of the battle. The victory at Gaugamela marked a turning point in Alexander's campaign. It effectively shattered Persian resistance and paved the way for Alexander's conquest of the vast Persian Empire. His tactical ingenuity and the discipline of his troops proved superior to the sheer numbers of the Persian army. The battle also cemented Alexander's reputation as one of history's greatest military commanders. His daring leadership and willingness to take calculated risks inspired awe and loyalty in his soldiers. The Battle of Gaugamela was a pivotal moment in history, shaping the course of empires and ushering in a new era of cultural exchange. It is a testament to the power of strategy, leadership, and the unwavering determination of a well-trained army. The clash on the plains of Gaugamela forever changed the map of the ancient world, leaving behind a legacy that continues to captivate historians and military strategists to this day.